Hello, boys and girls. So I was on Reddit earlier today, right? And because of the new light, right? This whole new light doctrine, as the governing body, they made a video stating that people now, as of now, right? People will be allowed to enter the organization after the Great Tribulation, right? So the post that I read on Reddit, right? Now I don't know how accurate this is, right? I cannot vouch for the accuracy of this post, but someone posted on Reddit that a group of elders, after they saw that announcement, that anyone can now enter the realm of Jehovah's kindness, loving kindness, right? And they could possibly live forever after the Great Tribulation, right? After the Great Tribulation, they can come to be a witness and they have the potential to live forever on paradise earth, right? So, like I said, I can't vouch for the accuracy of this post on Reddit. I can't vouch. But someone posted that a group of elders had a meeting together, right? And they said to themselves, hold on, why are we elders if we can potentially leave the organization and come back later once the Great Tribulation started, right? And that a group of elders, they are planning on leaving the organization. They are planning on resigning from being elders, and they are planning on leaving, right? Like I said, I cannot vouch for the accuracy of this, but someone posted this on Reddit, and that makes sense. That makes plenty of sense, because if I was a devout elder in the Jehovah's Witness organization, right? And if my so-called leaders made a video, a new doctrine, new light, stating that people can now come into the organization after the Great Tribulation, when you think about it, it's like, why be under these strict-ass rules, right? Why be a devout, hardcore JW when you can live your life free, right? And by free, I'm not saying to sleep around, to do drugs, to party. I'm not saying that. Right? But you could just be your true, authentic self without all this strict-ass restriction from this religion, right? If you could do that and potentially be a witness again during a Great Tribulation, what's the problem, right? So when I saw that on Reddit, that a group of elders, they're all planning on leaving the organization, they're all planning on resigning from their positions as elders. When I saw that, I was like, yes, right? And mind you, I cannot, oh boy, I got the hiccups. Sorry guys, I got the hiccups. But mind you, I cannot vouch for the accuracy of that post. But if that is true, if a group of elders are about to leave the organization after that dumbass, stupid ass video, right? The new light, the new doctrine. If people are waking up, then so be it. That's great news. That's great news, right? Now, for the life of me, I can't comprehend why the organization, why the governing body leaders, why they would get rid of regular publishing hours, right? Regular publishers, they no longer need to put in their time. In addition to that, like I just said, now there's a possibility that after the Great Tribulation, people can now become a witness, right? Why would any JW still be a witness, living under these strict-ass rules, when they can leave the organization, and then once the quote-unquote, the Great Tribulation starts, then they could become a witness again? That was dumb for the governing body leaders to come out with that new light. That was dumb, because now they are about to lose a lot of witnesses. A lot of witnesses are about to start. They're about to start asking questions, right? Because if I was a witness, if I was a witness, and I was giving in my time every month, and then I heard one day, at the meeting that, oh, guess what? Your time is no longer needed. You don't have to put in time anymore as a regular publisher. If I heard that as a witness, I would be like, what the fuck? Then if I don't need to put in, if this is new light, right? If this is new light, and if I no longer have to put in time to be a witness, then why the flying fuck did I put in my time after all these years? Imagine someone being a witness for 30 plus years. Every month they've been giving it in their time. And let's say they're not a pioneer, special pioneer or whatever, right? Let's say that a regular publisher was given in their time every month. And after 30 years, now you hear this new light that you no longer need to put in your time anymore. So why the fuck did I put in my time in the past? If it's new light, if new light means that my time is irrelevant, that my time out in service is obsolete, why the flying fuck did I put in time all the years prior? Like I said, this new light has to wake up people. It has to wake up Jehovah's Witnesses. Like, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be offensive towards Jehovah's Witnesses, right? But we are approaching the year 2024. We are approaching the year 2024. You're hearing a lot of things have changed recently, right? The governing body leaders, they spoke about the apostates a few weeks ago, right? They're bringing light to the apostates, which was dumb on their part, because a lot of witnesses are going to be like, hold on, why are we talking about apostates? If apostates, if they are spreading lies, right? If they are former members that are now spreading lies, why are we even talking about them? The governing body leaders are indirectly planting seeds in witnesses' heads, right? Indirectly, they're planting seeds, because when you speak of something, when you speak about somebody, you are allowing other people to question things. Like, hold on, why are we even talking about apostates? Why? They left the organization. Why are we even talking about them? What is it that you don't want us to know that the apostates know, right? So that was a few weeks ago. And now there's this new light about no more hours being sent out. Regular publishers, you no longer have to put in your hours. And then they say on top of that you can now enter Jehovah's protection. You can now potentially be a witness after the Great Tribulation. It's like, do they want witnesses to wake up? Like, what's going on? Because they are planting seeds in witnesses' heads. Every time the governing body leaders speak, right? Every time they speak, let's go back to Tony Morris, right? Several years ago. Tony Morris, he blew out a fucking a match, right? He blew out a match and said, oh, phew, apostates are going to be no more, right? He was speaking badly about apostates, and he woke up witnesses just by his hateful speech. People were waking up just by Tony Morris alone, right? And people were realizing that, hold on, this guy can't be from God. This is hate. This is hateful speech. People were waking up from Tony Morris. People were waking up when Stephen Lett said, oh, babies are the enemies of God. Right? And now you got Samuel Hurd, talking about no more time needs to be reported. New light. if this is new light, if time is irrelevant, right? If reporting your time into the organization, to the elders, if that is irrelevant, shouldn't Jehovah's Witnesses known that decades ago? They should have known it a while ago. Why are they just now knowing about this? If this is relevant, and if this is from God, why would God have Jehovah's Witnesses given their time report for the last 50 plus years, right? Why would regular publishers be given in their time report the hours of service for 20, 40, 50 plus years? Just for right now, 2023, for the governing body leaders to say, oh, you know what? It's no longer needed. If it was no longer needed, it should have never been needed in the fucking first place, right? Why is this new light? Why is this current? Why is this relevant only today? That makes no fucking sense. That makes no sense. If you are Jehovah's Witness watching this, ask yourself, why now? Why? Why now? If God didn't care about the time, and by the way, it's not biblical. There's nowhere in the Bible where it mentions that when you need to preach, you need to give your time to elders. You need to keep a count of your time. That is not biblical. That is man-made. This organization has made that up, right? They can do whatever they want. They can make up shit and they can take it away, just like they just did right now. They took away the whole, oh, we don't need any hours anymore. And it was easy for them to take that away because guess what? They made that up in the first place. That is not biblical, right? So, if all this stuff, if this doesn't wake Jehovah's Witnesses up, if Jehovah's Witnesses are not asking questions, if they are not having doubts entering 2024, then you know what? Marcus Vaughns, he said this, right? The ex-Bethelite, Marcus Vaughns. Now, at first, when he said this, I kind of disagree with him, right? I felt like he was being harsh. But there is way too much going on right now. There's way too much going on. If you are a Jehovah's Witness entering the year 2024 as a devout, brainwashed Jehovah's Witness, if you believe everything that you're hearing from the governing body leaders, then guess what? You are a little off. You might be a little slow, a little dumb, right? A little stupid, a little naive. Because there is way too much going on for a Jehovah's Witness to be a devout witness entering the year 2024. Way too much going on, right? And I just like, this is mind blowing. When I heard this announcement, the new light, the no more hours needs to be recorded, and also that witnesses can enter, sorry, not witnesses, that anyone can enter God's realm, God's loving congregation, the organization, anyone can enter after the Great Tribulation. That is mind-blowing. Because me growing up as a witness, I was always taught the complete opposite. I was always taught that, oh, once God closes that door, once we enter Great Tribulation, that's done. You're dead. You're pretty much dead. Once the Great Tribulation starts and you are not a witness, and you have no desire to be a witness, you are dead. I was taught that growing up as a kid, right? As a witness. And now it's the complete opposite. Now they're saying, oh, new light. Even during the Great Tribulation, now people can now become witnesses. If that doesn't wake Jehovah's Witnesses up, you are one dumb motherfucker. Excuse my French. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be funny, whatever. But you are dumb. If you are Jehovah's Witness and we're into the year 2024, and they all of a sudden change, we have new light, and they change their doctrines, they change their policies, and you believe this shit, and it's not even fucking biblical. If you believe what men say, and they can't even back it up by the Bible, and this organization is supposed to be the true organization, inspired by God, inspired by the Bible, right? And if they can't even back that shit up biblically with scriptures, then you're a dumb motherfucker following men. You're just following men. You have no fucking backbone, right? And you have to be prepared. If you are Jehovah's Witness watching this video, you have to be mentally and emotionally prepared to die, waiting for something that's never going to happen. That is your fucking fate, because you decided to follow men. You decided to follow men, right? And not God. So, if you believe everything that these imperfect men that are not even inspired by God, they even say in a Watchtower article, they're not inspired by God. If you decide to follow these men because you have so much fear in your heart, oh, I don't want to look at apostate material. I don't want to question things. I don't want to doubt things because I'm scared, right? That same fear, guess what? It's going to kill you in the end. Because in your mind, you think that you're going to paradise earth. But in reality, you're going to end up in the dirt, in a grave, just like everybody else on this planet. The only difference is, the difference between me and the Jehovah's Witness, I know I'm going to die, right? It could be tomorrow, it could be 5 years, 50 years tomorrow, 50 years from now, right? I know at one point or another, I'm going to die. I'm not going to live forever. I know that. A Jehovah's Witness, they have this fear in their heart that, oh, I got to serve these imperfect men. I got to serve these men. I got to listen to everything. I have to listen to everything that they say because I don't want to die. I'm scared to die. I don't want to die. But guess what? You're going to die. The only difference between me and a Jehovah's Witness, I'm going to die a free man. A Jehovah's Witness, they're going to die serving men. They're going to spend their entire life slaving to imperfect men. And they're still going to die. That's the only difference between me and a Jehovah's Witness. That's the only difference. Because we're all going to meet our fate. We're all going to perish and pass away at one point or another, right? At one time or another, we're all going to die. But Jehovah's Witnesses, they are scared. They're scared. So they let that fear control them, unfortunately. And I pray to God that they grow a pair of balls and they do their own research. And I hope that this new light is waking people up. I hope to God. I hope this new light is waking people up. And when I read that post on Reddit, right, that a group of elders, once they heard that new light about, oh, they can enter Jehovah's spiritual realm during Great Tribulation, and that these elders said, hold on, that makes no sense. And these elders said that they're going to leave one by one in the next coming weeks. I was so happy to read that on Reddit. I was so happy to read that. It's about time that Jehovah's Witnesses wake the fuck up. It's time. Too much has happened. The CSA cases on the news, this new light fucking bullshit, it's too much has happened. Witnesses have to wake up. We are entering the year 2024. They've been saying it's the end of the system, it's the end of the world. They've been saying this shit for over 100 years. If they've been saying it's the end of the world for 100 years and they're constantly changing their doctrines, that should be a no-brainer. Witnesses should be waking the fuck up. Like I said, if you are a devout, brainwashed witness in 2024, you have some fucking serious issues. And whether you want to hear this or not, right? That's irrelevant. Whether you want to hear this or not, guess what? We are all gonna die. We are all going to fucking die. 50 years from now, 100 years from now, none of us is gonna be here. If you are hearing and comprehending what I'm saying right now, 50 to 100 years from now, none of us is gonna be here. So live your life for you. I'm not saying sleep around, do drugs, be an alcoholic, live like a wild, crazy life. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying escape from this fucking cult. Be your true, authentic self. Find friends who love you for who you are. Be yourself. As a JW, you're never yourself. You are the model, you're the version that they want you to be, right? You're a fucking robot. But be yourself. Now, me personally, I'm happy that these governing body leaders, I'm happy that they are talking. The more they talk, the more that witnesses see that, hey, listen, they're not inspired by God. They're just men. Remember, Toni Morris, who's speaking all this nonsense about people, right? He woke people up. Stephanet, babies are the enemies of God. Now we have Samuel Hurd saying how hours are irrelevant. After all these years, giving your hours as a regular servant is irrelevant. It means nothing. So don't even give your hours away. Like I said, if that was true, right? If your hours don't matter, why did it matter all those years, all those decades as a witness? Why is this new light now? You would have had this before. If this was from God, you would have had this light decades ago. If you are Jehovah's Witness, hearing this, let that sink in. Why is it now? Well, why? All of a sudden, your hours don't matter? All of a sudden? That makes no sense. Do your research. Like I said, these governing body leaders, the more they talk, the more they are inclined to wake people up. People are going to wake up from this new announcement, this new light. People are going to start having doubts. They're going to start having questions. And trust me, they're going to wake the fuck up. They are. So, this is good times. For us former XJWs, this is a great time because people are bound to wake up. It may take several months. It may take several years. But guess what? People are having doubts. They're going to start asking questions. And they're going to wake up. They're going to wake up. But I just hope that people wake up in the masses, because the worst thing you could do is spend your entire life born, raised, and die as a witness. That's the worst thing you can ever do. That's the worst thing you could do. So if you are Jehovah's Witness watching this, I encourage you, do your research. If this is truth, right? If you believe that this is the truth, then guess what? You should be able to do your research outside the organization. And if it's the truth, you will come back to this truth, right? But if it's not the truth, then you would be thankful that me and other XJWs, that we encourage you to think outside the box, right? You'll be happy. Because I was happy. Once I did my research outside JW.org, once I did my research on YouTube, Reddit, Google, that was a game changer. So Jehovah's Witnesses, if you're watching this, please, like I said, if you believe that this is the truth, then guess what? You have nothing to fear, because the truth should be able to withstand anything, right? It should be able to withstand anything at all if it is truth. But if it's not the truth, then you will be grateful that you found out the truth about the truth before you died, just like I did. Guys, I'm going to end this video on that note, all right? But please do your research. If you are Jehovah's Witness watching this, think about this new light. Think about the doctrines. Let this be a wake-up call for you. Please do your research. I will see you guys on the next video.